So let's jump into something that you've been covering that I wanted to spend some time discussing with you, and that is the dollar, the status of the dollar. Yeah. As you know, it took a dive really since April 2nd. Is it 10% or more?
10%, yeah.
10%, and people really freaked out in early April because not only did it go down, but Treasury yields went up. We had this divergence. Woe is us. The dollar's days are numbered.
Yep.
Help us make sense of it. Really,
yep.
what is happening here?
So first of all, I think it's an ongoing huge debate, right? And if you think again about the trading floor, the trading floor is just a venue for all these people to get together and use a computer screen to have a debate. And the price of the exchange rate, that is the variable that they're debating. So let me say a couple things. So first, let me explain how weak the dollar really is. And I think the debate kind of overstates that. And then let me talk a little bit about why it has moved and reserve currency status. So 3 things. So first, the dollar after the election, between November 5th and January 20th, the inauguration, it rose about 6%. Since then, it's fallen about 10%. So basically the year to date, it's down 10%. Net, it's down about 4%.
Okay.
People tend to forget that the dollar has been on an insane tear in recent years. So this whole everything is falling apart story, that's just flat out wrong. The fall in the dollar is also overstated because the Europeans, in particular the Germans, in early March did something very unusual for Germans. They weakened the debt brake that they have and announced a big fiscal stimulus, and that caused the euro to jump. That makes the dollar look weaker also. That was a 4% fall in the dollar. So again, if you take that out, the dollar between the election and inauguration went up 6%. Take out that 4% from the 10% drop since inauguration, we're basically +6, -6, flat. Okay, so first of all, I think time to chillax a little bit.
Okay, it's a wash, huh?
The second question is, why has the dollar fallen? And the fact that it's fallen is super weird because tariffs, any model will tell you, well, tariffs are basically this negative shock that we're imposing on other countries. Markets should trade that as the dollar going up and foreign currencies going down to offset some of that hit from tariffs. So the reaction that I had expected and most of the other thought bubble that we're all in was the dollar should go up.
Yeah.
And so that will mute the inflation impact from tariffs. We've seen the opposite. And markets are trading basically that tariffs will boomerang on the United States, that the United States is so import dependent that tariffs will hurt the American consumer, drive the U.S. into recession, and the Fed will cut way more than other central banks. So if you look at the path of the dollar, one of the charts that I put up a lot on X is the dollar versus interest rate differential. So that basically is about the Federal Reserve's policy vis-a-vis other central banks. And markets are pricing way more cuts, especially after the huge negative revisions on Friday to payrolls.
Okay.
Last thing, reserve currency status. Total non-issue. If anyone starts noodling on to you about how the U.S. is about to lose reserve currency status, you can walk away from that discussion without missing anything. It took decades for the U.S. to become a reserve currency. It is crazy to think, even with some of the volatile policy that we've had, that goes out the window within a couple of days or months.